How can we create CSS buttons with awesome hover animation effects only HTML and CSS? If you want to give your page a some twist, putting CSS button hover effects is perfect. It will help improve your users' time on your website. The animated buttons will encourage users to see what your site has to offer and makes your page more dynamic. It also boosts your brand reputation and user experience. Alternatively referred to as mouse over or mouse hover, hover describes the act of moving a mouse cursor over a clickable object, but not actually clicking the left or right mouse button. When you hover over text, you get the I-beam cursor, whereas the pointer changes to a hand cursor when the mouse is over a hyperlink. Hover effect is the alteration of the appearance of a component of the graphical interface once the mouse is hovering over it, even if it has not been selected. All the user will need to visualize your effect as a mouse. This button's hover effect is 3D animated, CSS based, and HTML based. You can use the buttons in your call to action section to make it more appealing and move people to purchase your product or service. It's possible to edit the text section inside the button. The hover selector is used to select elements when you mouse over them. Tip 1. The hover selector can be used on all elements, not only on links. Tip 2. Use the link selector to style links to unvisited pages, the visited selector to style links to visited pages, and the active selector to style the active link. Next example are animated button with rainbow hover. When you hover over this animated button, it presents the rainbow animation color effect. This effect can be done with CSS and HTML coding. It appeals to more users while enjoying a smooth interaction with your site. You can choose from different shades and color palette animations. To disable the hover effect, we got 2 suggestions. First, if your hover effect is triggered by JavaScript, just use unbind hover. Second, if your hover style is triggered by class, then just use $. Class hover. CSS class, the developer of this effect, has given you different types of hover effects in this set. Entire code structure, used for all 11 effects, is shared with you. Based on your design need, you can pick one and start editing it to use it on your website. We can display div element using CSS on hover a tag like this. First, set the div element invisible, i.e. display none. Second, by using the adjacent sibling selector and hover on a tag to display the div element. Can we change text on hover? Yes, you can use CSS content. To switch between the normal text and hover text, put the normal text in a span and hide that when hovering. How do you hover a menu? Use any element to open the drop-down menu, for example a button, A or P element. Use a container element like div to create the drop-down menu, and add the drop-down links inside it. Wrap a div element around the button and the div to position the drop-down menu correctly with CSS. Buttons are essential HTML elements often used on every page, web application, or mobile application. And at the end, why are hover states important? Links are your navigation. Whenever you make a change to your site's links, you're effectively changing the way people navigate your site. If you use a stacked navigation, vertical menu, the hover state will let your users know which menu item they are about to click. And with this we create and explain what is hover and how we can create it. I hope the video bring a value to you. If so, hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.